Print email Facebook Twitter More jury awards $1.3 billion verdict against security company after employee rapes teenage girl. A jury in the United States has told a security company to pay $1 billion $1.3 billion, after its employee, a guard at an apartment complex, was convicted of raping a 14-year-old girl. Hope Cheston was outside the complex near some picnic tables with her boyfriend during a party in October 2012 when an armed security guard approached. Her attorney L. Chris Stewart said the guard told her boyfriend not to move and then raped Ms. Cheston. Mr. Stewart said the guard, identified in the lawsuit as Brandon Lamar Zachary, was convicted of statutory rape and is serving a 20-year prison sentence, according to prison records available online. Renata Cheston Thornton filed a lawsuit in March 2015 on behalf of her daughter, who was still a minor at the time. Jurors hugged Ms. Cheston after verdict. The jury in Georgia handed down the verdict against Crime Prevention Agency, the security company that employed Zachary. Mr. Stewart said Zachary, who was 22 at the time of the rape, should never have been hired because he wasn't licensed to be an armed guard. The judge had already determined the security company was liable, so the jury was only determining damages, he said. After reading the verdict, jurors immediately left the jury box, without waiting for the judge's permission, to hug Ms. Cheston and her mother. Online corporate registration information for Crime Prevention Agency shows that it was dissolved in 2016. The phone at a number listed online for Mario Watts, who is named on the corporate registration as the CEO and identified in the lawsuit as the company's registered agent, went unanswered. Victim wanted her name published to help others while rape victims are not usually identified. Ms. Cheston, who is now 20, said she wanted her name used. A full-time college student who plans to spend the summer working with an organization in Atlanta that helps homeless people, Ms. Cheston said she hopes her story can provide a source of strength for other sexual assault victims. She said a lot of women who suffer sexual assault don't pursue justice, choosing instead to put it behind them. I feel like my case is just to show that you may not get it immediately, but you will get what you're worth, Ms. Cheston said. This shows that people do care about the worth of the woman. Mr. Stewart, who has tried a lot of sexual assault cases, said he was shocked when he heard the verdict. I was really proud of the jury because there is no basis in the legal world for how high a rape verdict can be, he said. Verdicts in the tens of millions of dollars, or even hundreds of millions, are not uncommon, said Jeff Deal, director of the National Crime Victim Bar Association, but he said he had never heard of a $1.3 billion verdict in a case with a single victim. This jury was clearly trying to send a message about bad conduct on the part of the company, Mr. Dion said. Security company likely to appeal. It is more than likely that the security company will appeal the verdict, said Georgia State University law professor Jessica Gable-Chino. An appeals court would consider the reasonableness of the verdict and would also compare it to those awarded in similar cases to see if it is proportional, and it will likely be lowered, she said. Ms. Chino agreed that this verdict was highly unusual but said the allegations in the case seemed especially egregious. The facts are just so in the plaintiff's favor when you put all of this together, she said. It's really kind of serving up the right case on a platter to the jury. AP Print email Facebook